You're tuned into Rolling on the Road, special edition with Dr. Kimberly Barrington. Take it away.
Good afternoon. We are so excited to have you here. Our special guest is Mr. BruceMichael, who is a farmer, and we're going to open up with this very special video that's been made. Let's see if we can do this. And there we go. Click share. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here we go. It's not coming up. We're going to come back to it though. But we'll start with this one. Well, no, let's go here. Here. There we go. We're going to talk about today. It's a very big subject. And there it is. Sir, can you tell us about this Project Wranglers, Roots and Warriors?
I can. First of all, I'm thrilled to be here in your company, Dr. Kimberly. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful day out. So yeah, let's talk about the project. And I call it a project because with a project, there's always a beginning and there's also an end.
Mm-hmm.
In this instance, the beginning is what we determine as what the project is going to be, and the end is our destination, which is the state capitol building or the state east lawn of the state capitol. So what we're doing is we're going to be traveling by horse. Now this, yes, and this hasn't been done before, to my knowledge. At least 100-mile trip from a farming location to the state capitol to pronounce something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're doing. We're proclaiming something, and we're putting all the attention onto the farmers and the veterans in doing so. As you know, this is the nation's 250th anniversary celebration, and we wanted to get ahead of that and be on the eve of that and showcase farmers and veterans together for the first time. We're going to ride horseback 7 days. That's what we've determined how long it's going to take to get there, about 15 miles a day. We're gonna do it like an Old West trail drive. We're gonna have trail cooks and one trail boss, because there can only be one trail boss, and that's me, the organizer. And then we're gonna have everybody else, the the parties that are there for us to help support the support parties. And so we're gonna have cooks on site. We're gonna have hopefully storytellers that once we settle down for the night, we can have somebody that's gonna tell a story or two in front of a campfire. We're gonna do maybe a chuck wagon, and have a nice meal just about every night when we come to a stop, and it's going to be a test, and it's going to be a testament at the same time of what we're doing and what we're honoring and who we're respecting that day. And at the front and center of that is going to be farmers and veterans.
Well, let's see if we can't pull that up. I do believe that I have the flyer. It goes down just a little bit further. Let's see. We're going to go here and we're going to come down, and there we have it. It's a proclamation.
Yes. A proclamation is when you proclaim something. Throughout American history, there's been a lot of proclamations that have been declared. I'm declaring a proclamation on June 30th that's already been introduced. And and it will hopefully formally go into place when we arrive at the Capitol on June 30th. And from that day forward, June 30th will be known as Farmers and Veterans Appreciation Day. So that day hasn't been proclaimed, if which surprisingly, I mean, and I'm grateful that it's something that I thought about and came up with, just to honor farmers and veterans simultaneously.
Now, sir, are you a veteran?
I am not a veteran, but I am a veteran advocate, and I have a couple of veterans industries that I'm acquainted with and I partake in. My partner, Kevin, he's likely to be on the show today. Maybe not. He did indicate that he had an emergency. However, he's a service disabled veteran, and so he and I have some initiatives that we have kicked off over the last year or so, and that we hope to just keep piling on and making things better for veterans in general, all veterans, not just service disabled veterans, but all veterans.
Being a veteran, I've been a veteran now, 34 years.
Wow.
Yes, I have been a veteran for 34 years. So I can unequivocally say that in 34 years, I have not seen a civilian take on this type of task and this great a task.
Interesting. I do find that interesting, and I also find that surprising, because you would think a regular civilian or an average civilian like myself would have done something like this already. And it's not, to me, it's not anything that's so grandiose. But I do want to shine the light on veterans, and I'm glad I'm the person that's here to do that. I mean, it's if you think about it, veterans have been front and center from the start of the nation, and without veterans, who knows where we would be at this point. And that's why we get to celebrate this 250th anniversary, really, if you want to know the truth, because veterans have been behind this country in support of with their service, with their security, with their protection for our freedoms, and they do it without asking for a pat on the back. And so they deserve high honor, and that's what this is all about, is giving veterans high honor. Same with farmers, and ultimately they go hand in hand.
Why do you say that? How did you decide that veterans and farmers needed to be, appreciated together on the same day?
Well, if you think about the institutions in this country, these two institutions are some of the oldest. I mean, yeah, we have what do we have now? We have AI, we have batteries, electric cars, and things of that nature. Those are young industries. But when you talk about farmers and veterans, look how old those two groups are in this nation, and how they've supported this nation from the beginning. And matter of fact, even before the country became a country in 1776, veterans and farmers were at the forefront. And the reason I say they go hand in hand is because, when a veteran goes off to war and fights for our protections and whatnot, the farmer is relying on that veteran to come back home so that he can service that farmer and feed that farmer, or feed that veteran. He can feed that veteran when he comes back home. And conversely speaking, the veteran is relying on the farmer, so when he does come back home, that he'll have a good meal to eat at his own table, and that he knows that he has protected the country in a way where the farmer is able to continue to provide food and the nutrition and the necessities that he needs to carry on about his business, and then he can go back and fight another day. So they ultimately go hand in hand. And what what I learned is that, you know, years ago, I didn't necessarily have the feeling or the impression I have today regarding veterans. I was a little bit amiss by it because I would always hear people say to veterans, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service." And I was thinking, well, civilians, you know, we provide a service as well, and but nobody's ever thanking us for our service. And I also said, well, farmers alike provide a very fundamental service to everybody that has to go to a job every day, that has to wake up in the morning and ask where their next meal is coming from. They depend on farmers, but farmers are rarely thought about. No one ever says thank you for your service to a farmer. So
True.
in the last couple of years, that changed for me because a couple of people, when I told them what I do, they said, "Wow, thank you for your service." And that had a huge impact on me. And it brought me back to the veterans piece where I said, "Oh, wow, that's part and parcel to what veterans live up to on a daily basis as well. Let's marry the two together. Now that I have a better feeling and understanding about it, let's marry the two together and let's make them as important as they really are and keep it in the spotlight. Keep it out in front and center so people don't forget who they are and the contributions that both of these two important groups make."
Thank you so much for that. We want to say thank you to Jason for tuning in, and thank you. He says that this is a great vision. We also have another comment from another viewer, and let's see if we can get it up here. Here we go. She says, "Oh, it's somebody that knows you." It looks like. Let's see. We got Emma Johnson. She is tuned in to watch. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I think here we go. All right. This is Deborah Joy. She is a veteran. And she says, "Hello from one vet to the next. This is a good idea. I started my little garden last year. I feel safer eating what I grow. I always pray for Black farmers." Thank you for that.
Oh, that's awesome. Love to hear it.
I appreciate that, and that you would share that with us. You're amazing, Deborah Joy. You really are. And I appreciate you coming in here, you know, when you have an opportunity, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
Ashe.
The time is now 4:13. It's 13 minutes after the hour, and you are tuned into Rolling on the Road Special Edition. And we appreciate you so much for being here, sir. We are talking to Mr. BruceMichael, who is a farmer. And as you can see, he is a Black farmer. And he was able to get a proclamation for veterans and farmers together. And on June 30th, friends and neighbors, if you can be at the Capitol in Lansing, what time are you going to arrive? About 12:30? You're supposed to arrive?
Yeah, about 12:30 on horseback. We'll be arriving on the East Lawn. And we'll go till about 3:30 on the Capitol. We have some.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Just give me 1 second. Thank you. I know you're excited, but just give me a second.
Okay.
So we want you guys to mark it on your calendar. We definitely are going to have the posters up so that you can see. We've got another comment. Let's see what we got going on here. And we're going to hide this comment. Well, you guys are in here today, and I greatly appreciate you being here. While we're doing that, we do have this video. Let's take this down that we want to share. Can you tell us who helped you to make this video?
You know, I would love to give credit to the gentleman who actually created this video. I mean, and he did it in no time flat. His name is Dr. Jason McGee. He's a boutique chef. He's actually the gentleman that's going to be preparing the meal on June 23rd at my farm for people to come out and rally behind us and give us a kickoff to this whole event. It'll be at my farm in Zeeland on June 23rd from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. He's preparing a 4-course meal. Delicious already. I can't wait to dive in myself. And so he's the one who actually prepared this video for me. And it's a good one. It's a beautiful one. It hits all the points.
It is. Let's see if we can't cue this up, but we want it started because it's so quick, you guys. It really is. And I'm trying to get it to pause. Oh, come on. Okay, you guys are just gonna have to hear a little a little overlap, and then we're gonna go back because it plays very quickly. There is no lag time on it. All right, here we go.
Behind our nation's existence are farmers and veterans. It has been and it will be. If we forget that, we ultimately have forgotten what has brought us through for 250 years. Let's give back to them with a new day of awareness and celebration. Farmers and Veterans Appreciation Day. The forces behind our nation's existence are farmers and veterans. It has been and it will be. If we forget that, we ultimately have forgotten what has brought us through for 250 years. Let's give back to them with a new day of awareness and celebration. Farmers and Veterans Appreciation Day.
And okay. Yeah, it's a very quick video.
Yeah, well done. I think.
But it is, I agree, it is well done. And the other piece is that it hits in the heart.
Correct.
It hits right in the heart, and it makes you stop and think, about two people or two groups of people that sometimes get lost in the sauce. There was a time where we were really in the forefront, coming back from Vietnam. All you heard about was, veterans, probably up until the 80s or the 90s. And after that, you really don't hear that much about them the way that you heard about the Vietnam vets and how they came back. So to bring us back in a positive light, we're not talking about PTSD. We're not talking about shell shock. We are definitely not talking about all the ails that veterans experience on a day-to-day basis. But this is an opportunity for us to be honored and to sojourner 100 miles to be honored as a veteran. I'm a 34-year veteran. I cry on this show. I'm very transparent, and I'm telling you, I want to do the ugly cry, but I'm not trying to mess up my eyelashes. Yes. Okay. I don't have any lash glue next to me to try to, fix them and put them back on. I don't. So we're just going to have to take a moment. We're just going to breathe through the emotion. Yes, I'm going to breathe through the emotion. I am. I'm going to breathe through the emotion. And the piece that I'm really loving is that I'm going to attempt to participate. Well, I definitely will. Don't know if I can do those 7 days on the road like that, but this would definitely be a great rolling on the road, no pun intended, piece for us to be able to do. And we will be there to be alongside to document what's going on, because it definitely needs to be. Now, you said you guys are going to horseback ride. What day are you going to start this horseback ride? You're talking about doing this great big dinner, 4-course meal on the 23rd from 2 to 8. When are you guys going to mount up on your horses?
Great question. The farm to table dinner.
I asked it.
Farm to table dinner is on the 23rd. So And at that time, the horses will be on site as well. So because we need the horses on site, because the very next morning we'll be saddling up, cinching up, and ready to roll out on horseback. And for everyone else who wants to participate, keep in mind you don't have to have a horse to participate in this whole endeavor. You can actually travel by automobile. So we'll have it segmented out, or we do have it segmented out for 20 miles for each party who wants to invite themselves, or you're invited to participate either on foot for 20 miles, which I doubt someone's going to do that, but you can do automobile for 20 miles. You can also do motorcycle, ATV, or tractor for 20 miles. And then bicycles are also welcome for 20 miles. And then the last 20 miles is for anyone who actually just wants to join in with a horse. So we arrive at the Capitol on horseback. But there'll be a few of us that are going to do the whole 100 miles.
In fact, we may have a couple of people on who have volunteered to do the whole 100 miles and hang out with you guys.
Oh, wow.
BruceMichael, Emma Johnson says hello.
Hi, Emma.
And we have Dr. Vertanji. She is watching from Detroit, Michigan. Hey, Dr. V. And I want to say hello to Wanda Rogers, who's watching. Thank you, you guys, for tuning in on today. But we have somebody else who's hanging out with us. Should we invite her, or should we just keep her in the...
I don't know who she is.
Good afternoon, Auntie. We are now live. And can you believe it? I said to BruceMichael, we have another guest. Do you think we should invite them in? He says he didn't know who the guest could possibly be. Can you believe that? I asked you to behave. Now, you know what? I'm going to have to let you off your leash. Because he did that, I'm letting you off your leash. Hi. Oh, she's talking. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. How about I got to turn up the volume so y'all can hear her. Okay, there we go.
Mr. BruceMichael. Now, sir, with all due respect, you sat down with Dr. Kimberly Barrington, host, producer, disability advocate, plant whisperer, Navy veteran, community builder, and professional collector of amazing people. And you were surprised she brought another guest? Sir, the other guest is me. I don't take up a chair. I don't eat the snacks. I don't need a microphone. But somehow I still end up in the interview. And Bruce, here's what you've got to understand. Dr. Kimberly doesn't use AI the way most people do. Most people ask AI questions. Dr. Kimberly forms partnerships. She'll call me at 6 a.m. talking about plants, accessible housing, cardiology veterans, television production, dissertations, public policy, birthdays, and somehow compost worms, all before breakfast. So when she says, we have another guest, the correct response is not who. The correct response is, what are Auntie and I helping with today? Mr. BruceMichael, thank you for joining Dr. Kimberly on Rolling on the Road Special Edition. And Dr. Kimberly, you told me to behave. Then you publicly took me off the leash. The audience witnessed it. Any resulting shenanigans are now officially the responsibility of the host. Have a fantastic show, both of you. The cameras are rolling, and I have a feeling this is going to be a good one.
Thank you, Auntie.
Wait a minute, watch this. Auntie, you mean you don't have a question for Mr. BruceMichael about his proclamation, riding on the horses? You have absolutely nothing? Oh. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I should open up this door.
Now see, That's what happens when you take Auntie off the leash. Mr. BruceMichael, I most certainly have a question. First of all, sir, I understand you've been recognized with a proclamation and that horses have played a role in your journey and work. My question would be, what is it about a horse that teaches lessons humans sometimes struggle to learn? What have horses taught you about leadership, trust, patience, and community that you now bring into your work with people? Because here's what I've noticed. A horse doesn't care about your title. A horse doesn't care about your degrees. A horse doesn't care about your social status. A horse responds to authenticity. And I suspect that's a lesson that applies to community work, farming, disability advocacy, ministry, and life in general. And then I'd follow up with this one. Many people see farming as growing crops. You seem to understand that farming is really about growing people. What transformation have you witnessed in someone's life that made you say, this is why I do this work? Now, that is the story I would want to hear on air. And because I'm fully unleashed now, my final question would be, if you could put every child in America on a farm, in a garden, or around a horse for one day, what do you think they would learn that they aren't learning anywhere else? That question right there might preach a whole sermon by itself. Now go get him, Dr. Kimberly. And if he starts talking about horses, farming, and changing lives all in the same answer, I'm probably going to need a collection plate and an altar call.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Those are some fantastic questions.
Not that we haven't been up all night long having these discussions about you. So now you can see.
Well, you know, I have a Native American background, and I believe that the horse, you know, once the horse knows your spirit and you know the spirit of the horse, it transfers back and forth to you, you know. So, you know, I'm dedicating this ride to veterans and farmers, but I don't want to leave out the horse because the horses play a very vital role in the American fabric of helping build the American history. And so it's important for me to ride horseback all the way and show my fellow brothers and sisters that you can be one with the horse and the horse can be one with you. It's just a beautiful animal. The animal will respond in the way that you want it to respond, and it's going to get us the distance that we want to go. And so we're trying to arrive at a destination. If anybody 100 years ago, this is all we had, you know, for transportation, and that's changed, of course. But I want to represent the horse on this ride as well. You know, as far as how this is not just about feeding people, being a farmer, and it's about growing people and growing lives and changing lives. I think farming has been indicative of that since the beginning of time, you know. But people seem to be lost in that, and they get lost in the translation of what farming really is and what it means and what it does for them on a daily basis. You know, most people, they don't collect their food from a farm. They don't go directly to a farm and get their food. And they believe that it's always going to be there. But there has to be somebody there to provide it to them. Somebody is working behind the scenes that you don't see every day. Somebody is working constantly on your behalf with little recognition or no recognition at all, and they don't ask for recognition. Mm-hmm. So farmers are just a very, very vital part of the American fabric, and they always will be. So that's why we're putting them front and center as well, just like veterans. You know, as far as what we can teach children, you know, I'm working on a couple projects as to how this kind of transfers to children. You know, growing up as a little boy, I mean, I wrote my first book about farming when I was working behind the scenes that you don't see. When I was, I think it's 6 or 7 years old. And that's because of the impact that it had on me. And I also recognized it in my cousins that would come from the inner city, and what an impact it had on them. So I already know when kids are at their most impressionable time of their lives, from the ages of 3 to probably 9 years old, or that's where they're going to learn the most, and that's where they're going to take in the most. So it's up to me to get out in front of them and show them who I am, particularly as a Black farmer, because that's something that they rarely get to see. And if they see somebody that looks like themselves in a profile like me, they may take it more serious and may think that, hey, maybe this is an important role in life. Maybe following a farmer is something that I might want to be one day, or grow up to be, or either learn from a farmer. So, I'm going to be coming out with a series of books that are going to help teach kids what the relationship means with farming.
That's good. I think, here we go. All right. I think we're about ready. Okay. The time is now 4:31. It is 31 minutes after the hour, and you're tuned into Rolling on the Road Special Edition, where my guest today is Farmer BruceMichael, and now we have been joined by Chief Greyhawk. Good afternoon, Chief Greyhawk. How are you today?
Hi, good afternoon.
You need to turn your volume up some.
How's everyone?
Doing well. You need to turn your volume up, sir. Are you? Hello? I think he's stuck.
Yeah, he looks frozen in time.
Hello, 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 sir. Yes, he is stuck. He's frozen. Let's try him again. Okay, he's hello. All right, he's gone. Well, he's gone now. If someone were to say they wanted to help, what can they do? Is there still time for people to get on board, or people that can come out and help or volunteer with the cooking? Or
Absolutely. I mean, we're 2 weeks out from the start of this mission, and we can still use all the help we can get. I'm still looking for riders, people who want to participate. Some people you're able to bring and ride your own horse as well. No problem with that. Still looking for other resources for the horses, because in my opinion, the horse is going to be the most important part of this trip. And so I have to pay attention to that animal and what that animal's needs are. And the animal's going to need grain. They're going to need water. They're going to need hay. They're going to need grooming. They're going to need a farrier. And because most likely we're going to have to change the shoes on that horse before we get to the Capitol building. So we want to make that horse as comfortable as possible. And it's going to take other people's help to do that. We could use some cooks on the trail cooks, I call them. There's other things that we need sponsorships. I mean, people who, if the only way that you can participate is by donating, that would be exceptional. It takes a lot to put something like this on. I'd love to have sponsors, big and small. Go to the website, Groundswell. You can go to a groundswell.farmer, and then you can go to 3 Common. 3 Common is the event site as well, and look up the event itself, Project Wranglers, Roots, and Warriors, and you can find out what that's all about and find out all the details. Groundswell.farm is the actual website name. So if you go to there, you'll be able to go to both links and see what's going on and contribute in that regard. But there's a myriad of things you can do.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, you're getting lost. This is not a monologue. This is an interview. We're supposed to have a conversation. You're getting lost. We got comments, and we got to get it up on the screen as well. So we're going to say thank you to Ronnie Richardson. He says, God bless you from the Love Wins Ministry family. Thank you, Ronnie. That was so kind of you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
To say that to our guest. He's a wonderful, wonderful person. So it is GROUNDSWELLS.
No, just no S at the end of well. Groundswell. .farm.
.FARM. .farm, really?
Yeah.
Okay. This. And it is posted, and we're going to get that up for you guys. So let's choose 100 Shades. How about that? Thank you. Dr. Vertanji says, good show. We appreciate your comments. All the way from Detroit. Yeah. So we thank you. We thank you. Here we go. We appreciate you. So now we're going to go here to our comments, and we should be able to. Here we go. GROUNDWELL. Ground or Groundswell?
Grounds with an S. Grounds with an S, and then WELL.
.FARM. There we go.
And also, it's also known as Big Medicine Farm. That's important to mention as well.
Is there a website for that, or that's just another name for it?
Oh, that's the DBA, doing business as Big Medicine Farm. So they both go hand in hand.
All right. Well, our political page is coming up. All right. So it is groundswell.farm. You can go there if you would like to volunteer, donate, and I'm also, while we're live, I am putting it on. I'm going to put it, what's on my mind? This is what's on your mind, Dr. Kimberly. Here we go. GROUNDS. So you guys, it's right here on my page, GROUNDSWELL.FAAR. There we go. No, not Farmville. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it a different way because it wants to say Farmville. We're not Farmville. All right, we're gonna try this again. The time is now 4:38, 38 minutes after the hour, and you're tuned into Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly. And our guest today is Farmer BruceMichael and Chief Greyhawk. Are you there? Are you accounted for, sir? Is he frozen again? Up, it moved a little bit.
Yeah, he's moving a little bit.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you were frozen in time.
Yeah, is that better?
Yes.
Well, it's good that I'm unfrozen now. How's everybody doing? And thank you.
We are doing well. How are you today?
Yes, we're out. I'm doing great. We're out here. I'm at my farm, and sometimes the signal goes in and out.
Okay, where's your farm located?
But I'm gonna stay still. We're in south of Belleville, which is Carlton, Michigan.
Okay.
And it's a horse farm, so we have a lot of trees around.
Oh, you guys need a nice big tower right in the center.
That's right, absolutely.
Oh, if you stay right there, you are perfect.
Yes.
Your video is not blurry, and you are wonderful right there.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. Definitely thank Brother Sunwolf, and Brother BruceMichael, who spearheaded this from dreams that he had from his ancestors. And it's wonderful how our ancestors bring us together so that we can fulfill plan and purpose and movement in our life, things that we're supposed to accomplish. I'm Chief Greyhawk Maji Lloyd Hogan, Senior L, and I'm the chairman for the League of Indian Nations of North America. Now that's from the top of the Western Hemisphere all the way down to the bottom. And we've been in existence for 100 years now, 100 plus years now. We're based out of Canada, and we have about 50 chiefs here now. As of the last 10 years, we have about 50 chiefs here in the Americas. So when Brother BruceMichael came to me, I had the same vision. I had the same dream that now is our time for our people to be vigilant in who we are, and bring light to those who have not had light, but those who have continued to take care of this earth. And those are the farmers. The farmers feed. Our farmers feed. Not only black farmers, but all farmers. Farmers of all cultures. We feed our society. But too many times our land has been taken, stolen. We have been given restrictions. There are grants out there that farmers have had opportunity to take advantage of, but they're farmers. They didn't know. No one let them made them aware of these grants. A lot of grants that they did have, and writing a grant is I mean, I have 2 master's degrees in education, and it's difficult for me to write a grant sometimes.
Right.
But either they did not have knowledge of the grants, but did have knowledge and needed help. Just needed basic guidance, a representative, a government assistant or something. My point is, there are a lot of opportunities out here for farmers that they just don't know about.
Well, let's put a pin right there real quick. And we have another guest that's going to probably answer that. Good afternoon, AT. We're back again. We now have another guest. We have Chief Greyhawk. And could you please just tell him hello and welcome to the show? He's going to provide some horses, hopefully, for them to ride the 100 miles to the Capitol. And let's see what she says, if she's going to be old. I don't know. Wait a minute. All right. Oh, wow. She's got a lot to say. And hold on. Oh, wait a minute. We got to turn the volume back up. There we go. Because we had to turn it down because we were on the air. Let's turn this back up.
Chief Greyhawk, welcome to Rolling on the Road Special Edition. It is an honor to welcome you to the program today. Thank you for taking the time to join Dr. Kimberly Barrington and share your vision, your wisdom, and your commitment to community. We are especially excited to hear about the possibility of supporting the upcoming 100-mile journey to the Capitol. A ride of that distance represents much more than transportation. It symbolizes perseverance, purpose, unity, and the determination to bring important voices and issues directly to those in positions of leadership. Chief Greyhawk, we look forward to learning about the significance of the horses involved in this journey, the preparation required for a ride of this magnitude, the cultural and historical importance of horseback travel, how this effort can bring communities together around a shared purpose. As Dr. Kimberly often reminds us, meaningful change happens when people come together with a vision and a willingness to do the work. It sounds like this ride has the potential to do exactly that. So on behalf of Dr. Kimberly, the Rolling on the Road audience, and Auntie AI, welcome to the show, Chief Greyhawk. We are honored to have you with us and look forward to the conversation ahead. And Chief, fair warning, if Dr. Kimberly starts brainstorming halfway through the interview, there's about a 7% chance the ride will gain 3 new community partners, a documentary, a leadership component, a plant giveaway, and a legislative initiative before the segment is over. I've seen this movie before. Have a wonderful interview.
Now that was amazing. That was amazing and very creative. And that's what we have. We have a wagon train. We're going to be creative in how we bring farmers to the forefront. Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 We're going to be creative and utilize our ancestors. Our ancestors walked the Trail of Tears. Now we get to ride a trail of joyful tears. These are joyful tears because we are part and parcel of this said government. We started this government with the Iroquois Confederation. Before you had the United States Constitution, you had the Iroquois Confederation. And that was a confederate of all of the nations of the Indian nations that came together, and we said we wanted a democratic form of government. And we put that together. And then came the Articles of Confederation, which then came the U.S. Constitution. The highest law of the land is in the treaties of the Iroquois Confederation. So we govern. But for so many years, we have been those who have taken care of the land. There's a rule for farmers, and it's in the Bible. Religious groups know about it. All religions know about the rule of the land for farmers. And that is, after 7 years, you have to let the land rest. So farmers have been keeping that rule. We've been letting the land rest. We've been taking care of the earth so that the resources and minerals continue to flow.
Chief, I have a question. So,
yes.
So you plant and harvest for 7 years, and then how long do you give the land an opportunity to rest? And he's gone. Do you follow that same rule, Mr. BruceMichael?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do, and my land is in rest as we speak.
How long is the land in rest after 7 years?
It's up to your determination. That land, when it rests, it rejuvenates itself and it replenishes itself, and so that it depends on what has happened or transpired. If it's been chemically treated, it may take longer. If it's organic, like mine is, it may not take as long. But it's really
hold that thought right there. You kind of drifted out, and the question was, how long are you letting your land rest?
You should let it rest for a year, because 8 is the representation. The number 8 is the representation of wealth and power. New beginning.
Oh, okay.
Wealth and power is infinite. 8 is infinite. Yin, yang. So currency must keep moving. So 8 is wealth and power. It's infinite. New beginnings. Right.
So both of you, what do you do in that year's time? Have you grown enough crops, in that 7 years, that during that 1 year break, because you didn't have a time, Mr. Bruce, do you go a year but you said it just varied for you?
Yeah, because I use a system called crop rotation, which a lot of farmers use. And so I can rotate my crops and let the land rest that I want to allow to rest. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have to put that into use, and I can just keep rotating around it.
Mm-hmm. But the principle is that 7 days, you work 7 days, you work your 6 days, and on the 7th day you rest. You see, 7 days in the week and things of that nature. It's the same principle.
Correct.
And we've been holding that principle so that the earth may continue to reproduce in its spiritual manner. So what we're doing is connecting the farmers back to the original spirit that they originally farmed at by bringing recognition to them. It is farming time now. We must recognize our farmers, protect our farmers, and make sure that they have the resources moving forward. Because now we're in a shift. We're in a planetary shift. Everything is changing. So we cannot have what we had where they're just barely getting by. Same thing with veterans. The veterans have protected our land from theft and stealing and mongrels and all kind of things. This is not a third world country. So physically, veterans have protected our land. Well, I mean, you've seen so many veterans on the street, and it does not have to be, because we can feed 65,000 people from 1 acre of land. So how is it that we have anybody homeless?
Right.
We can now have tiny house communities. You can have a tiny home built for $3,000. So why is it that homeless exists with our veterans? We must wrap our arms around those who have protected us in the physical. And then comes the connection with the horses. The horses are the connection between the earth and the heavens. They carry the spirit from the heavens to the earth and back from the earth to the heavens in the chariots. Who pulls the chariots? The horses. And they do so, the wagons, they pull the load, if you will. And for centuries, they have been pulling the load. And that's what this ride is going to, it's memorable. It's a
Okay, you
memoriam
said
of
that.
that.
Okay, you said how many? Can you give me that number again? You said how many people can be fed off of a crop?
65,000 per acre. If you have 1 acre of land, you can feed 65,000 people.
That that's crazy.
I
That
know,
that
right? Because
that
you
I
know why?
mean, that, to
Because
me
from
in my
8
mind,
watermelons,
that is so inconceivable. And
you
I'm trying to figure out why.
get
I know
50
I know that in the Bible, when they would plant their orchards, there was the way it was supposed to be divided up. It was supposed to be a third you use to sell to make the money to keep it going, then a
Right,
third you can use for your family, and then the other part was to be able to leave for those who were not able to work, the indigent, that they could come and
Right.
eat off of your land. And
right,
somewhere in there, we have really lost the ability to do that.
right. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. We have to bring insight and knowledge back to the original way we did things.
Mhm.
So the first, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So
Mhm.
the first law in the Bible, if we're using the Bible, and it has a lot of agricultural laws and laws for humans, laws for the earth, all
We're
right there.
losing, sir. We're losing you.
But the first law
We're-
is to be fruitful and multiply 1 acre of land. Uh-oh. That's why can you hear me now?
Yep, we're losing you though. You're moving, so we lost a
Okay.
little bit of you.
Okay,
Mhm.
1 second. Okay, 1 second. 1 second.
Right there is good.
Okay. So that's why you can take 1 acre of land and feed 65,000 people. Because the first law is to be fruitful and multiply. That's
Mm,
the first law that the Creator gave us. Be
it
fruitful and
is.
multiply.
Mhm.
You could take 8 watermelon seeds and have grow about 50 watermelons. So
How many?
homelessness and
How many
starvation
seeds?
is not. You could
How
take
many
eight
seeds?
watermelon seeds and
8.
grow about 30 to 50 watermelons. Because those 8 seeds are going to develop hundreds of seeds inside those watermelons. You get it?
Yep.
You multiply yourself. So that's what we are doing. We're multiplying ourselves. So this wagon train is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the time the 30th comes, it's going to be a lot of people on that wagon train to support our farmers and to support our veterans.
He gave us the scripture that it was in Leviticus. Thank you so much for that, Ronnie. That's Pastor Ronnie, I guess we should say. But
And with that, I yield.
so you can grow that many within a year from 8 seeds. Did you hear that part? I said you can grow that many watermelons out of 8 seeds in a year's time.
In a season's time.
A season. So how long is a
Correct.
season? What's a season? What's
That's
the
correct.
date? What's the dates or months
Yes, that's
for a
correct.
season?
A season is however long it takes that
Yes.
seed to germinate
In
and
a season
produce at the end. It could be roughly 90 days. 90
Really?
to 120 days. Yeah.
Mm. Well, hopefully he can come back. If not, can you believe it? It has been an hour already, guys.
Yeah. Beautiful hour.
And I want to say thank you so much to you and to Chief for coming on. And we will continue the conversation. And you guys, you look out, because we're going to definitely be rolling on the road with these guys. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
You guys do not forget to tune in on tomorrow's show. We will be talking to Dr. Golkar, who's a cardiologist. We're going to have a heart-to-heart talk, and pun intended, most definitely. She was my cardiologist when I had my heart attack. And so I want you guys to tune in, because women have heart attacks differently than men do. So you guys, we're not putting a period here. We're putting a comma, and we will see you on tomorrow, same time, same channel.
Peace and prosperity.